On camera, Dr. Now may seem like that guy that everybody loves and he just wants to help people, but that might not be true, because today I'm going to cover the untold truth about Dr. Now. Welcome back to Finale, let's get into the video. Dr. Now has turned away patients. Dr. Now doesn't perform surgeries on patients who still have unhealthy eating habits. The docu-series airs many episodes in which the surgeon demands that the patient lose around 100 pounds before the surgery. If the doctor's clients prove to have control over their diet, then he promptly sets a date for the procedure. If not, then he turns patients away, but he usually tells them to try again. He told People magazine that his job is not always easy and that he tries to do his best to motivate his patients. It's a daily challenge to work with some patients that can be self-destructive. My job is not to get aggravated, but to find a way to motivate them to work hard to get to their goals. There are times where I think it's necessary for some tough love and I have to be stern with them, so I show some of my concern and frustration. He goes on to share that severe obesity is linked to psychological disorders that cause an extreme consumption of food.
And schedule you for the operation in the month.
You gotta do just the right thigh or both thighs?
And right thigh. That's gonna be too much to do.
Nurse, hand me my... oh no. In 2017, Radar Online revealed that Dr. Nasruddin and his anesthesiologist were sued by one of their patients, Michelle Park, in 2012. Park alleged malpractice against the doctors, claiming that during her gastric sleeve procedure, they left a 6.69-inch piece of tubing inside her body. Park's lawsuit also states that the tubing wasn't discovered until nearly 2 years later after it punctured her colon, which then required the surgical removal of a part of the organ. In a September 2017 suit, which is still going on as of this writing, another patient claimed that Nasruddin left a stainless steel connector and 29 cm of tubing inside of them. Yikes. Unfortunately, the behavior can be equally self-destructive, and his marriage was not the picture of health. According to legal documents published by Justia, Dr. Nasruddin's wife of 27 years, Dolores, filed for divorce in 2002, citing insupportability and cruel treatment. Dr. Now filed a counter-petition, also claiming insupportability, and thus began a protracted 2-year battle over the dissolution of their marriage. In the end, Dr. Now did not come out looking great, as the court attributed fault in the breakup of the marriage to him. The court also concluded that throughout the proceedings, he had complicated the discovery process by concealing and withholding records, obstructing discovery, asserting baseless privileges, failing to disclose essential information, denying access to records, and failing to comply with court orders.
More weight. Because if you still cannot get up, we need to make...
Did he make deadly errors? Nasruddin faced even more serious charges in 2007 and 2012 when the surviving family members of 2 of his patients sued him for malpractice, alleging his mistakes led to the death of their loved ones. First, in 2007, Colleen Shepard brought a suit against Nasruddin over the death of her daughter, Tina Shepard, whom Colleen alleged Nasruddin failed to properly inform of the risks involved with the gastric bypass procedure she received. Tina weighed more than 500 pounds at the time of the surgery. She died 1 year later from complications of liver failure and blood poisoning. 5 years later, a deceased patient's wife filed a similar lawsuit alleging Nasruddin in the hospital where he practiced failed to properly assess and diagnose the extent of her late husband's condition, which led to the negligent handling of his procedure and proximately caused his death. That's quite a flawed record for a doctor who's considered a hero in the community.
June is understanding how severe this...
Patients' long-term success rates are abysmal. In his keynote conversation at the 2016 Obesity Help National Conference, Dr. Now offered some surprising insight into his approach to treating supermorbidly obese patients, like the ones featured on My 600-Pound Life. Perhaps the most startling fact that he threw out was that he believes that patients only reach that level of obesity because of a genetic disposition. Of course, this sort of flies in the face of some of the most dramatic scenes of the show. The moments where Dr. Now confronts patients who are in denial about their eating habits. However, Dr. Now said that the supposed genetic disposition, or weight gain, is only one factor that contributes to obesity. Are you seriously going to ignore the need for patients for fundamentally change their eating habits to address the specific way their bodies metabolize food in order to keep the weight off in the long term and still call yourself an insightful doctor?
You getting along?
Doing much better.
Well, I'm glad to hear that, and you...
This brings us to the end of our video. I hope you enjoyed it. Hit like if you did, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel so you don't miss out on any of our videos in the future. Also watch the 2 videos that are on your screen because I'm sure you'll love them. With that, I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye.